Please continue, ma'am. Rachel, ma'am, please continue session. Yeah. Admin.
Hello everyone.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello everyone. Am I audible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Is my PPT visible?
No, ma'am, no.
So, would you please help someone? Someone please help. I've already shared my PPT. I've already shared my PPT. Would you please play it? I've already given my PPT.
Just a second, ma'am. Sir, ఏదో మాట్లాడతాం చెప్పండి Ma'am, they will play the PPT in 5 minutes. You just interact with the students for 5 minutes.
PPT already there. Rachel,
Please interact with the students for 5 minutes, ma'am.
Okay, PPT is being done.
PPT will be played in 5 minutes, ma'am.
Okay. No problems, no problem.
Okay.
So thank you so much, madam, for this wonderful introduction. This was amazing.
any project?
And good afternoon, honorable dignitaries, esteemed guests, respected faculty members, and dear participants. It's a privilege to share this platform with all of you at the two-day International Leadership Conclave, organized by the Pithapur Rajah Government College, Kakinada. I would, before moving ahead with my content today, as the PPTs are still going to play on, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the college, its principal, and the esteemed coordinator and Sri Devi Madam for inviting me to this highly prestigious event. It is truly an honor to be a part of a gathering that brings together the remarkable minds to deliberate on such an important, issue. So over the past day and since morning, this conclave for me has been a wellspring of great ideas. Thanks to the wonderful contributors of our esteemed, sessions. Certainly, this conclave provides a vital platform to explore innovative strategies and practical and actionable solutions that can empower women in various, fields, including politics and leadership. So, dear participants, my topic for the discussion today is paving path to gender equality and democratic governance, challenges and opportunities of Indian women in politics. So far, we have discussed so much. So, my topic, this is also one of my favorite topics. So, I've taken politics, the role of women into the politics before and the after independence, and the challenges they face even today, and the barriers they come across, and the other things, their success stories, their different roles. So today I'm going to narrate a kind of a picture what women um, are doing in this sphere of power politics, which is a field particularly known for men. So, if we can say, this topic is both timely and crucial, as it addresses the need of inclusive governance and the role women play in shaping the equitable democratic future. It has always been my favorite one, and I'm excited to contribute to this dialogue by sharing insight into the remarkable role women have played in politics. So today I am looking forward for an engaging exchange of ideas that will inspire us to drive meaningful, change. Also, after the end of this session, I would love to hear from you what actually you feel for women, participation and all. So, should I start with my PPT? Should I start with my PPT?
Just wait, madam.
Just wait, madam. Okay, you please
Okay,
continue.
okay, okay.
We'll arrange, madam, within few minutes.
ఫోన్ చేసి సార్ ఫోన్ చేస్తే పంపిస్తాను.
So before the PPT starts, I would like to hear from you a couple of questions I would like to give to you all. What do you understand by women's participation in politics? All the lovely conversation out here. You must have casted a vote, or some or the other time you must be planning to cast a vote. So there is a question, a simple question. What thought comes to your mind when you go and cast a vote for any political party, and whenever like there is a assembly election or the general elections? So, do you really find that this complete sphere is dominated by mostly men? You find the leaders sitting on the top layer and at top positions. They are mostly men, and there is a participation of women before, even before the independence, and after the independence. We can see there are many, remarkable names coming and decorating the spheres and the Indian politics horizon. So, do you really feel that this is equal? I just want to ask this question from all the girls sitting out here. Do you really feel that the participation is equal? So, you have to ask this question. Am I audible?
Yes, thank you. Yes, ma'am. You are very audible.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah. So I just want to ask this question from these young girls sitting out here, that they must have casted vote or they must be planning to do so. So do you really feel that this is a significant topic to discuss today? So this is a very important topic we are into, and we actually have to think about, should I play my PPT on my laptop if there is any problem with you?
Madam, it is getting ready. Getting ready.
It's ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Is it visible to you, ma'am? Are you able to see slides?
No, I cannot see
Okay.
my PPT out here.
So now, where the
My PPT, no, this is not my PPT. I try my PPT.
you please
This is not my.
you please share.
Acha, sir. Sir. Challenges.
I am trying my PPT.
No. Now please wait.
Just a minute. 1 minute.
It is being shared from here. Yes, sir. Okay, ma'am. Are you able to see?
Yeah, but this is not my PPT. You have shared wrong PPT here.
Recording in progress.
Please close this PPT. I will share my PPT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our base order.
Yes, this is my PPT.
Ma'am, are you able to see now?
Yeah, I'm able to see it now.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see the title that is paving the path to gender equality and democratic governance challenges and opportunities for Indian women in politics. So what I was talking about, this topic is both timely and crucial as it addresses the need for inclusive governments and important role women must play in shaping an equitable democratic future. It has always been a very significant topic for everybody and my favorite topic as well. So I feel like this is important. This can be a very important dialogue by sharing insight into the remarkable role women have played in politics before and after the independence. The barriers women face in politics, also celebrating their successes and discussing ways to foster Indian equality in this gender equality in democratic governance. So let me talk about if you can see my PPT, we are going to see the faces on the PPTs. Page second, please come to the page second, page page two, the next page. Please come to the next page.
Yes, sir.
The next page. Yeah.
Next.
So I would request all girls to just ponder on this page. If we see the term political participation, we never go and into deep and understand this term so clearly because sometimes we feel like that this is only casting the vote, and the political participation is only right to vote, but it has a broad meaning. It has a very big meaning. Like political participation, it doesn't constrain to limit of this, casting a vote. Rather, decision making process, political activism, political consciousness. It is very much important to understand our role in politics as today we are having this conclave, this wonderful platform that we are sharing the role and the contributions of women in every sphere in different fields. And politics is also such field which is very important because it this is a field where power and leadership play its role to the biggest. So the faces you can see here, they are all the prominent faces. So we can't say that the participation of women is negligible in the politics. They are all, the big faces. They are playing their role so dominantly, and they have contributed to the fullest to the Indian politics and rather shaping the Indian horizon and the development of our country from before the independence and after the independence and even today. Next, please. Next page. So, if we talk about their name, I would like to give a brief, conclusion of it. If we would like to go in brief and discuss about about their names, like if we talk about the power and position and the capability of women, we understand women have always played a significant role in every field, and they come up with a blend of power, and that influence the society and shape the society to a great level. Through decades, we have seen that women have contributed to every level, to state level politics, to nation level politics, and to grassroots level, mobilization. They have worked as prominent activists and all, and social worker. They have contributed to every level of this, power play game. So the first name comes to our mind, dear students, that is Sarojini Naidu, the first woman to become the president of Indian National Congress, and we all must know her name. That is a very prominent name before the independence, and she was the part of a very important part of freedom struggle as well. So Sarojini Naidu, amongst many other men, was very prominent name then also, and we respect her even today. Indira Gandhi, who can forget the name of Indira Gandhi, who was the first prime minister of independent India, and that was something, we even miss today, that after her we are missing that female participation to that position. Vijay Lakshmi Pandit is she was the first woman president of United Nations General Assembly. That is also a big contribution on the part of women. So this is what a summary I just wanted to bring into knowledge. Kindly go to the first page, second page. This is the first page you have played. Go to the third slide. Show the third slide. This
Yes.
is the first
Just wait.
first slide showing. Go to the third slide.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Just wait. Right.
Yeah, right. So, dear students, you can see these very important, significant names and holding the positions: Sarojini Naidu, Indira Gandhi, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, Sushma Swaraj. Sushma Swaraj, who has been the Minister of External Affairs, which is the very prominent kind of a position a woman held for the first time in Indian history. Pratibha Patil, the 12th President of India, Pratibha Patil was the first woman to hold the office of President, and that is also a great and honor for any woman of India. Draupadi Murmu, the 15th President of India, she is the first woman for India's indigenous tribal communities to hold the office. That is a glaring feature about her, and that is something we should always echo and empower about. So kindly play the again. It is showing the first slide.
Okay, madam.
Third.
Madam. Now it is visible, madam.
Yeah, it is visible. Please, otherwise I can play my slide if there is any problem. So because this is disturbing my conversation. If you want, I can play my slide. Should I play my PPT because it's disturbing?
Okay, madam. You please share your PPT, madam. Then we will stop here, madam.
Okay.
You please share, madam. Sorry for the inconvenience, madam.
Yeah, I'm sharing.
Okay, madam.
నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్కి వెళ్తారు కదా మనకి ఇబ్బంది కలుగుతుంది. అదే బెటర్, అది బెటర్. పైన వాళ్ళు బేసిక్ వాళ్ళు మ్యాచ్ అయిపోతారు.
ముందే వినకుండానండి తీసి
Full, madam.
Gosh.
Yeah, so here I can say that we have talked about these women here, and now we are coming to this grassroots leadership and activism. So let's understand these women have paid so much, attention to all these, sections. Medha Patikar is one of the person who is a social activist who led the Narmada Bachao Andolan, and the Aruna. If we talk about Aruna Roy, a leading figure in the Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan, and she is also a prominent advocate, and she has she has been a great, person working for women right from the beginning. So this is what we have seen that women have been doing to a great level in every sphere. So, if we talk about the other, glimpses from the local governance, dear students, please focus on these PPTs because these are really, really important for your awareness and understanding what women have done so far in Indian politics. Then only we would be able to understand what kind of like participation they have given and what actually challenges they are going to face, what are the recommendation and the rectifications are being done from the government side, and what future demands from them, and what are the solutions of their problem. So here I am presenting from right from the beginning. I am taking the names from their participation. Those are a very important one. I am already given certain names here, you can see on the slide here, and those are really important ones. And then these are all the women from coming from straight away from the nation level politics. Then we have discussed about the women who are from the state politics, like we can talk about Jayalalitha, the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. For over 14 years she was powerful and influential leader who shaped the state politics, and Jayalalitha is a big name as female chief minister. Mayawati, a female chief minister from Uttar Pradesh, and she is from Bahujan Samaj Party, and she was also a symbol of Dalit empowerment and women leadership. Amazingly, she worked for Indian politics, and she shaped the status of state that is known. I come from Uttar Pradesh, and she's been a chief minister from my state, and she has worked a lot for women and every other sector. Mamta Banerjee, you all know, dear students and participants, that she is ruling, chief minister from West Bengal since 2011. So this is something extraordinary, on part of a woman who is ruling that sphere, particularly known for men, the politics that is also known as power and a leadership role. So she's been there since 2011, and she is wonderfully doing her role and job as she's working as chief minister. If we talk about, grassroots leadership, though we have talked about the nation level politics so far, and then state level, politics. So now, if we talk about, grassroots level leadership and activism, so there comes the name of Medha Patkar, a social activist, dear students, who led the Narmada Bachao Andolan, and we have seen her face, so much, glaring on social media and media houses as well, because she is the young person, and she has done, she has worked with so many youngsters and contributed so much. Aruna Roy, she was a prominent advocate for transparency, and she did her job well in MKSS, yani, this is Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan. So these women have worked so much to take our name to the international level. If we talk about, the most important thing when we talk about the Gram Panchayat level, that is something very, very important. If we see, so we see the glimpses from these are the women. If you see with the pictures, they are from local governments. We talk about panchayat and municipalities. So, as students, you must have studied about the panchayat elections and municipalities, those who work for us on local level. So we see when we talk about 73rd and 74th Amendment, the most talked one, Indian Constitution has given 1/3 seats for women in panchayat, and they have, given a kind of a strength to women so that they can enhance their participation to the local level governance. And if we take up a couple of names, so Kirti in Rajasthan, Kiran Kumari in Bihar, and Shavira Rajawat, they are all young sarpanch, and they have been, working so dynamically and becoming the symbol of empowered women in the grassroots level. So, am I audible to everyone?
Audible, madam.
Yes.
My PPT is visible, sir?
Visible and everything is okay, madam. Carry on, madam.
Okay, okay. So, as we have discussed so far, my motto of giving these pictures and names and sharing this all with you, to at least have a knowledge of what is the condition of women participation in India today, and what has been their role before the independence and after the independence. But if we think about the participation of women, we must concentrate on the percentage we are maintaining in the worldwide forum. If we talk about this, this really needs comprehensive data to be shared to understand, because now when we are the 50% of this entire population, we share the 50% part of entire population. So we have to give a thought to this important point, that is our participation is equal to men? Where actually are we standing in this competition? I mean, this is not a competition, but this comparison and the participation, which we normally call this should be equal. That gender equitization is very, very important. So here is a slide you can see. I have tried to bring a country-wise data on women participation, and this is a worldwide glance, so you will understand what is the condition of women participation in the worldwide. If we talk about UK, the condition of women, 263 women MPs, 40% have been elected in the House of Commons. I mean, yeah, if we talk about, they have contributed to a good level. If we talk about South African National Assembly election, around 45% women representation, and House representative has 29% selected and went to represent the House. So this is what we can you can see the other countries also. Here at the right hand side, you can see the data that Sweden 46%, South Africa 45%, Australia 38%, France 38%, Germany 35%, UK 40%, US 29%, and rest of the countries also. But this is what we have to understand. The presentation of women worldwide is quite like exemplary and astonishing for all of us. The sources I have already mentioned. You can also go and check these sources, the Hindu and other sources there. The link is given, so you can go and find these details also there. These are authentic ones. So when we talk about and after having discussion, I mean, such a glaring and such a huge participation, when we just have and see in the worldwide sphere, then when we come up to the Indian politics status, the current status of Indian women in politics remains quite low, and which is quite disappointing if you say, like, when the women like Indira Gandhi and Sarojini Naidu and Pratibha Patil and Draupadi Murmu is there on the top leadership, we feel like why this is limited in number. What are the reasons why they face such a constraint that a couple only names in the fingertips we can count, and they remain limited, low to this number. So if we talk about the current, this is very important, dear students and participants. Just concentrate on the slide. This is the authentic detail if you can find out. So the present Lok Sabha, we are talking about the recent one. Present Lok Sabha has a total number of 542 members, out of which 78 are female members. So you can understand the condition. Present Rajah Sabha has a total number of 224 members, out of which 24 female members are there. So if we go women representation in Lok Sabha, that is 14%. Earlier we have seen in the slide, if we go and see the other countries, so we can say that the UK record of 40%, and the South African National Assembly has around 45%. And when we talk about our one is, so women representation in Lok Sabha, Indian women representation, when we are talking about Indian political scenario, dear students, so we can see it is 14.44%. This is the latest record. And Rajya Sabha representation is again 14%. If we talk about, you just concentrate on this graph, you will see. So right from the 1942 to 2024, this has been, I mean, this has undoubtedly, certainly it has grown and risen to a good level, but this is not even satisfactory today, because we have traveled from 4.41% to 13.63%. That definitely cannot be said to any respect as an exemplary one. So now coming to certain things, we what are the reasons and why, what are the things are going on in the political space. So while if we talk about 2020 2004, when MPs in the Lok Sabha constituted only 5% to 10%, no doubt this has slightly improved. In 2014 it has improved 12%, and currently it has improved to 14% in 18th Lok Sabha election. So this is, we can't say that this this journey has been this journey is stuck to somewhere, but rather we can say this journey has been really slow, and we have to really, this is the high time we should talk about. And the conclave like this we are talking right now here now are such a wonderful platform to deliver such the topics, and to deliberate on such important significant subject, which are really important to understand. Otherwise things will be lost somewhere, and we will wait for the future. So let's see that political participation, if we're talking about, we are simply talking about women's reservation bill, which seeks to ensure 33% reservation. It has been a very talked topic nowadays, and everybody is talking about it, that if we want to increase the participation of women in parliament and the other level, we really need to enhance the participation of women by giving them reservation. And that we have given, we have already proposed this bill of 33%, which will for everybody's understanding, this is really important to understand that it is important to ensure the participation anyhow. I mean, if you're going to reserve the seats for women participation, this will surely help women to come forward and take up the charge of politicians. So we actually can understand what there is an urgent need to address a few critical questions. Like so far, we have seen that undoubtedly women have started. They have started really well. And sitting on the top position of Indian politics, they contributed as prime minister, they contributed as governor, they contributed as president, and they contributed as chief minister and many other roles. But still, what were those reasons that the journey really got slowed down? Why couldn't we pace up with the in comparison to the male participation in the both the houses? So we actually need to understand a couple of questions. These are the questions we should question to ourselves also, and we should also be ready with the answers. Has women's present representation in parliament been educated since India's independence? Because we were gifted with India's first woman prime minister in the name of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. So this was something, a gift to the country in the name of women. But after that, why we are even after 75 years of independence, why we have only one woman prime minister in the name of Indira Gandhi, and then after this would come up to this position? So this is an important question. Should political parties introduce internal reservation to boost women political participation? This is very, very important. Some of the political parties have already, made their passed their reservation bill. They have created such certain positions for women, specially reserved for women. That is commendable on their behalf. What are the key challenges delaying the implementation of 106 Constitution Amendment? That is, we are talking about that amendment of 33% reservation is still pending with the people, and they have various, people are coming up with their various, contradictory opinion about the bill. They are so this should be passed even earlier, but still we are waiting for this. So that is something very, very important. Why people are keeping it pending, and what are the reasons to be solved out? How can legislative reforms ensure equitable representation of women in parliament and state assembly? What are those legislative reform? Because there are certain positions where women are being harassed, and there are certain conditions when women feel not so safe in coming out of for these particular positions, and I feel like politics. So there should be some legislative reform so that women can feel comfortable in taking up charges. They can equally, like any other field, they can choose politics as their career. So this is also very important. What role do political parties play in improving gender diversity in leadership position? This is also very important to look at what political parties are they actually playing a role to equitize this gender sensitivity, so that women can also participate to the not only at the karyakarta level, rather in the powerful positions. Would a reservation system at the party level accelerate women's participation in governments? So obviously, if we answer this question on ourselves, we can see yes, of course, a reservation system will definitely enhance the power and position of women in any no particular party and in any level of governance. So, what impact does the underrepresentation of women in politics have in policy making and governance? Yes, that is the most important question in the list. If the underrepresentation is marked for a longer period of time in the coming future of India, this is definitely going to hamper the policy making and governance of our country. Because if we are if women secure the half of the population of country, their participation should not be so much negligence, because their participation, their capability, their caliber should not be under utilized. They can take up the charge. They can be very good policy maker. They can be, if we can see like the finance minister today. So Nirmala Sitharaman, once or we talk about Sushma Swaraj, the foreign minister. Whenever women in any other country or in our country, Whenever women have been given chances to give their contribution to certain level, power, opposition, they have done the job tremendously. So this is very much important. You cannot ignore their participation. You cannot mind their caliber and their skills. This is important for any nation to either to grow like a nation in a mutual way. So this is very very important thing to understand. Also, why do we need to answer these questions? Because women's participation in politics is essential for gender equality. The most important thing what we are having a conversation in all these 2 days in this convent, that gender equality is very very important part. We cannot put a very important, a very significant entity behind, because two male and female both make this word beautiful, and this grow, make this word grow to the fullest. So both these two people, these two entities and individuals should come forward to create any beautiful thing, or to create give contribution to the growth of the nation. So this is very much important for the political performance is very much important to contribute to the gender equality thing. Political representation is a fundamental right for women. Obviously, this is a fundamental right, so that we can always be there, any field which is preserved for anybody. So this is our fundamental, right as well. The need for inclusive democratic governance. For if we talk about democracy, so it is very very important that each and every section gender should be involved there, and women being the most significant part of it, they should always be there in the front line. Enhances diversity in decision making. If we talk about, like, whenever we talk about the the skill level, or the understanding level, or the the kind of equality women carry with themselves, it is very important they should be given chances to decision making positions. They should be there, and they will definitely bring diversity, because if the only it is going to be a male dominating sphere, something very very important will always be missing if the presence of women will be limited. Women leadership challenges patriarchal norms also. Like, if you must have seen, there are, if it even existing today, as all of you must have seen a movie. Later on in the PPT I will discuss about the Panchayat series. So that is also, you can see that even it is existing even today, even in the Panchayat elections now, the seat is reserved for women. This is symbolical only. They are sitting as the rubber stamp, and the power and the position and all the decision making is being done by their male member of their family. All of you must have watched that series Panchayat, where the woman sarpanch is only for the namesake, and her husband is always into everything. So this is something very very important to understand, that this patriarchal just setup hai, this should be very much contradicted now, and women should take up their charge and come forward to understand their role, and to contribute their the kind of power and knowledge, and their essential individual instinct they have. Even in the politics advocate for politics that addresses the specific need for women, ensuring gender sensitive health, security, and social welfare. There are certain areas women can fit in into the fullest. They can excel these areas. They can take up decision. They can make policies. If you talk about a very recent, a very important program, that is Mission Shakti, and this was launched by Smriti Irani ji. So whenever women come into the power, they actually take these sensitive areas very emotionally, I mean very sensitively, and they contribute better than male counterpart. Bring focus to gender sensitive issues like health, they are already discussed. Empower women socially and economically. It is very, very important to understand that if we want to empower women and if you want to make them consider equal to men, we'll have to give them position in every sphere like social, economical, political, in leadership sections and everything. So if we want to achieve this goal, we are just having a kind of a sustainable development goals. We'll have to concentrate because gender equality is very, very significant point over there. So if we talk about, just have a glimpse of this slide, we'll move further very speedily. So this is also a section that a participation of women is there in the politics. But if we talk about across the workforce and senior leadership, that is also that also differs. I mean, if you talk about that blue mentions the participation of women, so that is 23% in 2016, and if we talk about 23, it is 27%. If we talk about 2024, it is 26%. That we are talking about all women participators in the politics, maybe karta level or in every sphere. So that is 26%. If we talk about the senior leadership position, that again, it has a gap. So it is, if we talk about 2016, it was 16%. If we talk about 2024, it is 18%. So difference is very, a growth is very low. I mean, 16 to 18%, you can see. The woman sitting on the higher position I am talking about, this red bar is showing the woman sitting on the higher position, given a strong position in the party line. And this blue line shows the women in any political party. They are enrolled as the karyakarta and playing their role in different party positions. So though there are so many women in participating in any particular party, like suppose 26% they are in 2024 across parties I'm talking about. But still, when we talk about their participation in the senior leadership positions, this is very limited. So that is a gap we have to bridge in, and that is really, really important to understand that we cannot simply for the sake of giving example that we are enhancing women participation, we are giving them numbers, but this is equally important to give them the position and to so that they can equally control this pair and be in the policy decision maker series. So now if we talk about what have we done so far, so undoubtedly it's not been totally ignored. We have come up with certain amendments. Those are really, really important. Government has done so much in this respect. That is also a commendable job. So if we talk about 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment, that is 1/3 reservation of seats for women in Panchayati Raj institution and urban local bodies. That is also a very good, we can say this is landmark step led to the active participation of women at the grassroots level in governments, because this step has done a lot. Now you can say that there are so many sarpanch, women sarpanch are there in almost every village. That is very, very satisfactory situation nowadays. Second is reservation for women in chairperson post. So in Panchayati Raj institution, 1/3 of chairperson position of all level. So village, intermediate, and district, they have reserved the seat. This chairperson seat post they have reserved for women. That will ensure. We have earlier talked about that this bar, this red bar, if you can see, it is very limited because women are there in the politics. I mean, this blue bar shows that their participation is increasing in the politics, but this red bar shows that they are still not there in the powerful position. So in this slide we are simply talking about that the chairperson post, if we are talking about that the senior leadership positions we are talking about, this will only be done with the help of this type of reservation in the post of key post reservation. So third one is national policy for the empowerment of women. If we talk about this came up in 2001. The comprehensive policy was adopted to bring gender equality in all spheres, including politics, by increasing women participation in decision-making processes. And the fourth one is Women Reservation Bill 106 Constitutional Amendment, passed in September 2023. And this bill provides 1/3 reservation of seats in women in the Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly, though still pending for certain reasons. Am I audible to everyone?
Requesting you, madam, please complete it fast.
My voice is clear?
Voice is clear. Everything is, the PPT is also visible, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I request you really complete it early, I think, with a few minutes, so we will start another session, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
As early as possible, you please complete. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Should I complete in hurry?
Hurry.
How much time do I have?
Some 10 minutes, ma'am. We are really sorry we have given you less time. The thing is, we have parallel sessions running on. That's all. I know that there is, because of technical difficulty, technical issue, more time.
No, I actually wanted to deliver this session because this is very important one for the girls and to everybody around to understand, because this is actually having the authentic data. I would try to sum up in like 10 minutes, madam. So if we talk about, you can see that if we discuss these points, we can see there is one another increased reservation in local bodies. The fifth point shows that we have Bihar, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh. They have worked really well, and 50% further, encouraging women political participation. So they are actually these are three states. They have done their work commendably, and they actually are contributing to a great level. Representation in political parties, if we see that, so we can also see that nowadays we can understand in the last few elections they have given importance to the women candidate. They have allotted tickets to them. They have also come up with the slogans like "Ladki hu and lad sakti hu." So these are very, very important step in this in this direction, so that they can any girl who look up to a girl or girl candidate or woman candidate, they simply they simply want to come out of their home, and they young girls actually want to cherish them, and they want to also come out and they take politics as their career, and they contribute to the growth of the nation. Also, you can say economic and political empowerment initiative has also been taken, like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao step, supporting to training and empowerment program for women. And SHGs, self-help groups, are also very, very important, and they are working to the grassroots level. This is something very, very important, because funds and financial help and aid is very important for any section to come up and strengthen. Judiciary initiative at the same time very important, because the Supreme Court and High Court have upheld women's right to equality and representation. Whenever like any complaint have been lodged to them, and any discrimination has been sought, it has been fought with very nicely. There has been gender sensitization program. Legislative bodies and government institutions conduct awareness and training programs for women to prepare them for leadership roles like Mission Shakti and all. Also, we can talk about there are certain challenges. Even we have discussed all these things. These are the amendments to strengthen the condition and the participation of women in Indian politics and the international arena as well. Also, even then, we actually see there are glaring, challenges women every day face, and at every level, and this is something makes them, as barriers, like underrepresentation, limited seats and opportunities, cultural and patriarchal biases. Still, as we have discussed, the patriarchal biases still they exist, and women are not they. If we talk about in rural terms and the outskirts areas, women are not supposed to come out their houses and take up at least politics as their career. So this is also a kind of a condition to be like women should be educated. Certain camp and seminar or the workshop should be conducted, so that they can have the understanding of the power they have been given by the legislation and the political parties as well. So the awareness programs are very, very important in this respect. Economic barriers are always on very important. You really need to have finances to flourish in any career, especially in politics, because it's really important to run your house as well as your life and then your career to the level. Political violence is very important because harassment is politics and violence are, they go hand in hand. And for women, it becomes really, really tough to leave their comfort zone and come forward to any or land to any that word which is full of violence or bloods. So it is important to ensure the safety of women in this field so that they can feel comfortable and they can feel safe and they can take the politics, as career. Mentorship is also one of the point, like women do not feel like having mentors and guidance in this respect, so that they can go forward and take up such roles so comfortably. Also, there are certain reasons and roots that cause policy failures, like lack of political. We have made so many politics, we have talked about so many bills and all, but the problem is their implementation on the ground level is missing. The practical implementation of every aspect is missing. Lack of political will because everybody is not willing. Whenever it comes to a distribution of the party tickets, it is always important for them to give the tickets to the winnable candidate. So they the kind of whatever policies, whatever yojana and everything is being done, but this is only on the paper. This never comes on reality. This is never can be seen on the ground. Patriarchal mindset we have already discussed. Tokenism in representation, as we have already discussed in the name of that panchayat series, that we can see women are there, but whenever if they are in the position, their power and position is being taken care by their better half, the family, their male members of the family. So this is a kind of a token sort of a representation. Education and awareness is also an important part, and economic independence and party level biases. Even party level biases, we can say, they always prioritize winnable candidates. So even if they have a candidate's name on their paper, but they forget about giving the seats to the paper, they simply go for the winnable candidate. So implementable solutions, what solutions we can implement for improve women's political participation in India basically. So mandatory party level reservation. We are talking about the reservation as whole, but here it is important thing that we should concentrate that the party level reservation in every party, there should be the whole strength, 33% of the whole strength of the party should be given reserved. Seat should be reserved for women. So this is very much important. The inter party level reservation will work a lot. Leadership development program, the party level and the national level program should be launched, so that a kind of a grassroots level awareness can be spread, and women should be feel mentored and should feel aware to come up and take up the charge. Economic support should be given. That mechanism should be start, so that the in any form women should be given some financial aid to take up the burden of their this career, or so that they can fight with the financial crisis. Media campaign and for gender equality, media can play a wonderful job in this respect. Still, even media is playing a very good job. We can see so many things on social media and the mainstream media. That is very important. If media come up to its role, media can play a wonderful role. And in anything which is like the most important thing to make anything successful is the inspiration and motivation, and media can play a very big role in this respect. Also, gender sensitive legislation is very, very important, so that we can we can fight with the harassment, violence and discrimination against women in politics, which is really, really important for everybody. And like we can also understand inclusive policy making. We can also discuss about grassroots participation, panchayati raj reservation, mentoring and education, which we have already discussed earlier. So if I have a 5 minute time, can I have a case study? Because I have included a couple of case studies, women case studies, so that students can better understand a political arena. May I discuss these case studies I have, women case studies?
Actually, our slot, the allotted time is already over, ma'am. Can you conclude?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I had included a couple of case studies. Those are from the women, rural chief ministers and other, participators in Indian politics. But due to the, short in time, I'm running out of time. I really would like to sum up to with this, I would like to come to the conclusion and discuss that while policies such as reservation and training programs have made significant stride towards increasing women political participation. Still, challenges like patriarchy, economic constraint, party biases, safety concerns persist. Case studies from various state and national politics highlight that holistic solution involving legal reforms, societal change, financial independence, and institutional support are essential to ensure that women political participation is symbolic and truly transformative. So, what we need to understand is women's active role in politics is crucial for a balanced and fair democracy. It is really, really important if we want to grow as country, we'll have to take everybody together. And women's participation is very, very important in this respect. Overcoming challenges will require collective efforts from government, society, and individual. By individual and society, we mean here that we need family members around. If for any woman to grow, personally, I being a woman, I can understand if for any woman to grow, it requires a family. The main male members of family who are definitely going to the key of the persons to help us grow in any respective field. Achieving gender equality in politics is essential to shaping India's future, as it has been rightly said. You can also read the quote: "Empowered women, empowered nation." It is very much important to understand the existence, the role, the contribution, and the caliber of a woman. Thank you so much for listening me. And I just really wanted to share the whole of my PPT and to discuss it in detail. But as we are running out of time, I would like to close my session here. I invite the question, if any. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Students, anyone would like to interact? Anybody? Ma'am, one student is about to interact with you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
You have said the point of Indira Gandhi being the only female prime minister in India, ma'am. So, what is the main drawback between the participation of the women in this particular era, ma'am?
That is what, thank you so much. This was a wonderful question, and I really love that a girl coming out forward and asking this question is itself a very important thing. See, I have already discussed this point that this is a thing to worry about. Like, participation is lacking just because of there are certain things like economical things and every party is looking for their winnable candidate. So women, they somehow lag behind, and education is also there. You can see politics is known as a game of violence and power. So women, due to safety reasons, they put themselves behind and they do not want to come until unless if we take up the case of Indira Gandhi ji, she came up from a very powerful family, and her family background supported her to hold this. Undoubtedly, she had her caliber, and we know her by her name as Iron Lady. She has this caliber with her, but she got this that support from her family to rule that position and to hold that position. So that is what we are having a discussion with this entire session. I was willing to discuss in detail that we actually need the support from the family, society, from the government, and from the legislature as well. Because for us to exist as powerful women, we need like everybody around. That is what we need. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time and patience. So
Thank
we go to the next session if you permit us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a privilege, and thanks for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, college. Thank you, Principal Madam. Thank you, Sri Devi Madam. Thank you, everybody. You all have been a galaxy of intellectual, and it's an absolutely a privilege on my behalf. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you can sign out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Right, so far we have, I think you enjoyed the session, no? Yes or no? I don't know, into language and everything, no, I think so, because all of you are, you like the English medium students. That's why you can understand and you can follow the sessions and you can learn something. Okay, so now, we are going to start another session, a panel discussion. Okay,